Tom Hartman, and I built this signal group because I know what it's like to trade in the dark. Second guessing every move, chasing unreliable calls, getting burned by noise. I wanted something better, so I created it.
The year is 2020. As the old financial empires collapsed and crypto drowned in noise and false prophets, one man lost everything. And in that loss, he was called. Through the wreckage of his own failure and the precision of his charts, a higher force revealed what others could not see and entrusted him with a mission to guide others through the chaos he barely survived. They call him Sacred Prophet. And now, the revelation is yours to claim.
So I told the guy, if you don't want to suffer and you don't want your testicles blown off, don't short a bullish trend. Hey, everybody, welcome to Revelations. I'm your host, Sacred Prophet, here to guide you through the swamp that is the markets. Joined as ever by my Aaron and training, Peter Bad Guru Hartman. How's it going, Peter?
Better today.
Nobody cares because the Bitcoin moved up 4% today, basically in a straight line. And who could have seen that coming but for your guru?
Did you see it coming?
What I saw coming
sounds like
was
a
the possibility.
long-winded answer to say no. Go ahead.
Hey,
explain.
the weekly trade. What was the weekly trade this week was towards 119.9.
Is it on your dashboard?
Yes, it's on the dashboard. Of course, it's on the dashboard. Are you kidding me? Prove it? Oh, I'll prove it right now. Oh, God.
They meant by game. They meant by game.
You think I can prove it? There it is. Quickly adds it to the dashboard. Right there. So the idea here was that the initial price for the week opening up was 115.4, headed off to 119.9. All right. Now, I get it. Bitcoin dropped significantly, right? When the week opened up, it continued to drop, and it dropped 6%, 5% down, almost 5% down. What does that matter? What does that matter? We continue to take the trade. We take the trade up to 3 times. That's what I do in order to get back up to the levels that we need to get up to. Do I know that it will succeed? No, but we're playing a game of odds here. And so were you sitting around thinking to yourself that, hey, on my 3rd time getting in, the Bitcoin will move up 4% all the way up to the monthly average? If you didn't think that, you don't know what game you're playing. Peter, Jerome Powell, High Priest Jerome Powell, who speaks from the pulpit of liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
His words are like rain and manna upon the land.
Okay.
He quenches the thirst and hunger
Does he?
of even the most desperate man.
Okay.
He came out at Jackson Hole, which they should really change the name of that. Every time I say Jackson Hole, I just imagine.
Don't say
well, don't Google it. It's unpleasant. Even you ever watch a video and you're like, this is very 2 girls, 1 cup-ish? Feels a little bit awkward. Anyways, Jerome Powell came out and he said, hey, you know that tariff inflation that we were worried about, which is why we weren't cutting rates? You know the tariff inflation we were worried about, Donald Trump? You know, I think that was going to cause prices to completely skyrocket and be another COVID inflation all over again. It turns out not exactly showing up the way that we thought. In fact, we're not seeing any real tariff inflation at all. And I know you guys were worried about the growth numbers. There was mentioning about unemployment and like labor. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Turns out deporting all the illegal immigrants and rejiggering the economy had a negative effect on employment. Let's just come out right out and say it. Negative effect on employment.
Oh, really? Did it have a negative effect? Too late, too slow.
Well, it turns out when supply goes down, which is the whole thing with the tariffs and all that, supply is supposed to go down, price is supposed to go up. But when demand goes down too proportionally, prices stay the same. And so our mandate is cut interest rates. That's what they got to do. They got to cut interest rates. Now, did he come right out and say that? No. But for more dissecting of that, to get my full thoughts and notions about it, go over to the Traders Post YouTube channel in order to see the clip that we just did on After Hours, the live stream we just did there. I go in depth. We go through the Jerome Powell video. We see the clips. We talk about the weakness and strengths within the markets. It's very good information. But for right now, what I want to talk about is, what does that mean for Bitcoin? What does that mean for the trades that we're in? Now, two things are very important here. The price is moving exactly as we might expect in this sort of situation, right? When we're dealing with our indicators free at sacredprofit.com, we're not saying guaranteed price is going to do this, do that, do this, do that. What we're saying is that if it's going to move in a direction, we have an idea of to where it might move and how it might do it. So the price for Bitcoin fell all the way down to 111.7, which is coincidentally the previous low that we had over here. So essentially around the low that we had over here. But the bias for the week, as we stated last Sunday, was to 119. So there's always going to be a pretty strong chance the price needed to move dramatically to 119.9. All right, that was always going to be a chance because the next nearest weekly level below us is at, let me just pull that up here, is at 104, let's call it. All right, so that means the 199 is actually closer to us than the 104. Okay, now there is always a possibility that we get to the 104. We talked about this last week, but the pattern that we seem to be repeating is this pattern that happened around December 2024, where we have this run up, the sideways, and then down towards the lowest unmitigated weekly level. And so that could still be happening here. We could still be headed towards 104. Could still be happening, right? But just like back then, we had a huge price rise, even to all-time highs, it just bounces off this green area. So too, we could be having that over here. All right. So just because we had this bounce, the 4% bounce, doesn't necessarily mean that the bottom is in. Doesn't mean we're going to fall either. It just means that we still have to wait for price action to let us know what's going on, because the price rose right up to this teal line, this line over here, which is the monthly average. That's where it stopped. This is still a bearish trend on the short term. We're still yellow inside of our trend over here. So things can still go squirrely. There are two reasons, though, that I am pretty bullish. And that's two things. One, the last time that we had this drop, this pattern that we're talking about, liquidity, global dollar liquidity was falling. All right? But now we're not. Now dollar liquidity is still rising, and it should continue to rise until about September of this year. So there's always this bullish bias towards global liquidity that would make it harder for this sort of deep plunge to occur. And the second is the lull indicator from our library. It's from the cycle series called lull, L-U-L-L, available for free at sacredprofit.com. Just register, sign up as an affiliate, and you get access to it. And this is a momentum indicator. It could be used on all different time frames, has all kinds of different settings to adjust the accuracy and sensitivity for it. But essentially, when it shows up as yellow. It'll be either L for a low or H for a high. But when that is yellow, it means that a signal is developing on that candle. And usually on the daily, when the L shows up, it means it's a bottom for Bitcoin, a type of bottom. So over here we had a bottom, and then it rose up. Here, another L, that's a bottom. Here again, it's a bottom, even though we revisited, that was, we did rise significantly from there, again over here, and so on. When I'm saying a bottom, I mean a bottom in momentum, not ultimately for the trend. So if this candle closes today in 2 hours and 39 minutes, and we do have this L that turns green, that pretends to a bullish move. We add on top of that the liquidity that's up, and then still the weekly level that we're targeting, 119, we have enough in order to push us forward. And then finally, you guys know I love my shorts. Those guys, once again, getting ripped. I don't know why these shorts are so in it. They're cruising for a bruise, and we're back up to 10 billion shorts. It was actually higher than that. I think we were at 12 billion earlier on, and they're just getting liquidated, and still versus 800 million long. So plenty of reasons to believe that the bottom could be in and move up, but let's not discount it. We could always travel down in order to clear that nearby weekly level. Peter,
What's that level?
that level is 104. 104 on Bitcoin is a potential. We could fall all the way to 104. I mean, technically, we could fall all the way to 84,000, right? The three unmitigated levels below us are 104, 92, and 84.5. Those are the three levels below us.
Gross.
However, 84.5 is about to get crossed over by the yearly average, right? Remember, guys, when that happened over here at 74, you guys remember how that rocketed up? So once this gets crossed, then that's mitigated. Then the lowest level becomes 92. But the only reason we fell the way that we did last time, or one of the main reasons we fell like we did last time, is that liquidity was down. Liquidity was fallen. We don't have that now. In fact, the 4% move up that we just saw is more proof of the bullish impetus. These are shorts being covered, shorts being wrecked, and a slight bullish slant to the market because of liquidity. So that's where I am right now. A little quick revelation. There is definitely hope for the future, and I would not be surprised at all if we move up 10% from here, liquidate the shorts, and end up at 135, 140. We want this to happen before the end of the month. That'd be ideal. My story will change pretty dramatically, Peter, if we end up at the last day of the month and we haven't moved up significantly. Because as we move into the OPEX period for September, October, this is one of the main periods of weaknesses for the year, and it could be pretty dramatic. And you might see your boy, Tom Hartman, look to the downside. But as long as shorts decide to give up the ghost in order to fuel our rise up, I feel fairly confident. Thank you, shorts, for giving us the gift of your faithlessness.
Okay.
We will rise because of you and despite you.
Are we going to hit 119? Isn't that what your call is?
Are we going to hit it? We will hit it at some point. Are we going to hit it this week? That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm hoping to see at the close today that we move up dramatically. If we're going to hit it, it'll probably be today or Sunday, right? Sideways Saturday, usually nothing happens. Occasionally, we can get an explosion up on Saturdays, but generally speaking, Saturdays doesn't happen. Right now, we're waiting for the markets to close, essentially, which they are now. Futures are going to close soon, blah, blah, blah. We'll see how that closes up. But it's really going to be in 2 hours and 35 minutes that we'll know at the start of the next candle what we should expect.
Sounds exciting. Are you gonna?
It is.
Are you gonna zed out any of this?
No.
2 hours and a half.
No, go to sacredprofit.com. Sign up there for free. Get signals. Join the Telegram group. That's where you need to be. I tweet out some stuff, but I'm not really spending much of my time giving free information out to non-believers. You want to be a believer. You want to follow along. You want to get the benefit of what's happening here at Sacred Profit, so you can make money up, down, or sideways. You got to sign up.
Okay. All right.
Watch every one of these streams. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below, share it with a loved one, or even someone that you hate.
Okay.
So they know how much money you're making, how rich your life is. With, let's face it, I'm your best friend. All right. Join with me. Join with me. I'm your best friend. What flavor Kool-Aid do you like?
I'm not drinking Kool-Aid.
No, I'm just asking for a friend. Just asking to be prepared.
All right.
Wouldn't want you to drink the wrong Kool-Aid.
Right. Of course not.
You underestimate my power.
Maybe a little
Say
bit.
that, but I like hearing that every stream. It's one of my favorite sounds.
All right, everybody, like and subscribe.
Because you don't know you're dreaming.
Because you don't know you're dreaming. All right, that's it for me. That's it. I'm out. Let's go. Let's make some money. Let's do some work. And